Marvel fans, this one's pretty freaking crazy. I was not excited for the Vision Show, the Vision Quest show. I wasn't feeling it. And then yesterday, an absolute bombshell was revealed in The Hollywood Reporter. James Spader is returning to the role of Ultron for that show. And that's super cool, but there's other stuff people are talking about too, and all of a sudden, my excitement level for the Vision Quest show has skyrocketed. So let's break down the new reports and let's get into the speculation. You know, it's all about the implication. So this came out yesterday in the Hollywood Reporter's Heat Vision newsletter. It says here, James Spader returning as Ultron for Marvel's Vision series. Picard showrunner Terry Matalas is heading up the WandaVision spinoff. The article goes on to say James Spader is returning to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Emmy-winning actor is set to reprise his role as the voice of the robotic villain Ultron in Marvel Studios' untitled Vision series, the follow-up to its acclaimed WandaVision show. He first played the role in 2015's Age of Ultron. And the article goes on to talk about Terry Matalas, the heralded showrunner of Star Trek Picard. And apparently, like, season 3 was really, really good. Like, there's a reason people are super excited about Terry coming into the MCU. And, like, I didn't watch Star Trek Picard. I'm not a Star Trek guy, but I've heard it was, like, really bad, but then all of a sudden randomly really good in the 3rd season. I think that's where Terry comes in. And so that's pretty crazy. I definitely want to talk about Spader coming back. Like, holy shit. However, there was another update in another one of the Hollywood trades, this time Deadline. And the Deadline article says this: details of the new series have not been revealed, but as we previously reported, the Marvel Vision series had been in development at Disney Plus since 2022. At the time, we heard the series would center on the Vision, Paul Bettany, trying to regain his memory and humanity. While the focus is on Vision, we also heard there is a possibility for Wanda Maximoff, Elizabeth Olsen, to appear, which would make sense given how interconnected the two characters' stories are in the MCU. So we went from the series being about Vision finding himself after the WandaVision series to literally having Ultron come back and the possibility of Wanda being in the show. And I think if you kind of read between the lines in what they're saying in these articles, this was a show that had been in development for a long time, and just like a lot of other stuff at Marvel right now, it was getting a creative overhaul. They were changing things about the show. Now, I legitimately think there was a time, like around Phase 4 time, about when Marvel Studios might have thought they could just do a Vision spin-off series, do 6 to 8 episodes of Vision finding himself with some other obscure characters, and it would be fine. Like, the audience would love it and be like, cool, more Marvel content. But as we have given a lot of airtime to over the past couple of years, that's not the way things are anymore, man. People are kind of sick of the everyday, mundane, bullcrap stuff. We want the epic shit, really, you know? And I think that's part of why a lot of stuff in Phase 4 and 5 has been falling flat or fell flat. It just didn't have the epicness, the oomph, and a lot of these shows just feel like watered-down versions of the movies, right? And to me, a show like Vision Quest, like literally before yesterday, not a lot of draw for me to check this out. I mean, I like Paul Bettany, but what are we doing here? Are we really going to spend 6 to 8 hours just watching Vision regain his memories? I'm not saying it couldn't be cool. It's just not very exciting. That's not like a really dope pitch. That doesn't get me going. However, bringing James Spader back as Ultron, instant hook for me. It's like, dude, I love the Ultron character, okay? And Ultron, you know, I think Age of Ultron, the movie, is underrated. Like, I actually think there's a lot of really cool stuff that's going on in that movie, including Wanda sending the Vision, you know, into Tony, having all that kind of Vision stuff. Dude, it's crazy, right? An actual Vision, a fake Vision, Infinity Stones. What's going on there? James Spader was awesome as Ultron. Dude, I just wish they gave him more shit to do. Like, he was legitimately really cool, and wish there was more Ultron in the future. And to me, this asks a bunch of questions immediately, like, how could he return? Is he in the programming of Vision? Was there something going on when you had them messing with Vision, trying to bring him back? Is it possible that something there with the magic actually allowed Ultron to return? Did it have something to do with Wanda using the magic, the chaos magic, or even the infinity magic or whatever? Because remember, Ultron is also a product of the Mind Stone. He's a product of an Infinity Stone, at least in 616. There's also that crazy Ultron drone head that was in the second Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. When he gets stuck at damage control, we see that they actually have an Ultron head. So maybe he is still alive and that programming is just hidden deep down within that hardware or software of the old Ultron drone. I mean, it is even possible that this Ultron is a multiversal version of Ultron. And I know some people are like rolling their freaking eyes, but it's legitimately true. I mean, look what's going on with Deadpool and Wolverine. Look at what's going on with Secret Wars, Doomsday, Battle World. If this show wants to tie into all of that, I think multiversal stuff makes sense. And on top of that, there are rumors that the RDJ Doctor Doom will be assembling his own multiversal group of villains, right? Maybe a Cabal, multiversal masters of evil. Maybe he'll just call them the Dark Avengers, but it kind of seems like that's going to be a cool way to have Doom be present in a lot of these different projects, while maybe not actually physically being there, because other villains will be representatives of Doom and work for Doom, and that will kind of feel similar to what was going on with Thanos in the Infinity Saga. Because remember, Ronan works for Thanos, Loki works for Thanos. We're introduced to a lot of villains that work for Thanos, building him up as this like Godfather figure in the background. That could be what they're going to do with Doctor Doom. I love the idea of bringing Scarlet Witch back. This is a character that's really fascinating to me. I love Wanda in the MCU. She's complex. She's kind of broken. She's super dark and mysterious, but still somehow we know she like kind of has a good heart. And interestingly, Daniel RPK has been yapping about this just a little bit since these initial reports came out, and he has said that Wanda is coming back in a project that's going to be coming soon. He doesn't like outright say that it's going to be this Vision Quest thing, but then he also says that elements of the West Coast Avengers are going to be adapted into the Vision Quest show, and also that Ultron is going to play a major role, not a cameo. Ultron plays a major role here. And I mean, with that information, it really does sound like this is a real pivot here. I mean, you've got the Scarlet Witch, you've got freaking Ultron in a reoccurring role. Maybe he's even like pulling the strings of this whole thing, trying to manipulate Vision. And then you get the West Coast Avengers thing. I mean, that kind of makes me think it'll tie into Wonder Man and the whole thing with Vision in his brain and get real weird with it. Or maybe they're just trying to set up like another kind of smaller Avengers team, which they can then play with over on the West Coast. But either way, this feels very different than I think the direction they were going to go in, right? Because there were like old rumors. There was going to be like Vision and this family he creates for himself, and he was going to just try to live a normal life or something. And that just feels way more just like smaller in scale, a little bit more like WandaVision. Not that WandaVision was a bad show, but that's just not what I think Marvel fans want right now, right? So this is feeling a lot better. And it also feels like this could be a pivot due to them going towards Doctor Doom, because really you've got a lot of technology and magic and, you know, stuff like that going on in this show. And it feels like what they have set up for Wanda, it fits. It fits with what could be happening with Doctor Doom. And I think, you know, with the Darkhold and all the stuff that happened in Multiverse of Madness and the fact that Doom has a bunch of magic going on, like I could very easily see Wanda's inclusion in this show tie into Doctor Doom. I mean, think about this. Doctor Doom is essentially technology meets magic. What is Wanda and Vision? They are literally magic meeting technology. That's what it is. And if they have kids, right? If there's something going on with the kids there, that is also right there for like the Doom connection as well, just via the magic and technology connection. So crazy news, guys. Just another example of Kevin Feige making decisions behind the scene to just inject hype and mystery and allure into a lot of these projects. My hype for Vision Quest just shot through the roof. I'm actually really excited, and I'll be paying close attention to see if there are any other updates, if any of the scoopers begin talking about this or whatever, because this is freaking cool. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.